At once, the church has become vibrant. But more than bringing us back to the time when we first accepted the faith, the feast of the Santo Niño gives us an occasion to share our faith with the rest of the world. That is why last week I saw on YouTube as well as television that all over the world the Santo Niño was celebrated from Cebu to maybe Chicago, from Manila to Madrid, from any place in the Philippines to Belgium. The feast was joyfully celebrated with dance, music, food, and blessings. And so the question for us is, how can we be effective missionaries in our midst with the Santo Niño as a testament to our faith? How can we share our faith more effectively, particularly in this part of the world, in Ghent? How can we become good missionaries in our world today? The answer, perhaps, or one of the answers, is suggested in the Gospel reading today, in which Jesus tells us that whoever humbles himself like a child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself is somehow a good missionary. How can we humble ourselves? The answer is that we must imitate the Lord himself, the child Jesus. In Paul's letter to the Philippians, he says that Jesus, though he was God, did not come to us in the form of a God. Rather, he emptied himself and took the form of a child in order to share our human condition. What does this tell us? That the incarnation, the coming into flesh of the Lord, is a humility, is an expression of humility. How does that translate to our practice, to our day-to-day life as members of the Santo Niño community of St. Stephanus? Imitating the Santo Niño, the Lord is somehow making ourselves vulnerable. How do we make ourselves vulnerable? By sharing who we are. You are so lucky because you have the monthly Bible reflection, on which you don't only study the words of the Lord, the readings, but also make these readings say something about your personal life, how you are touched by the reading, how the readings are saying, how the Lord is saying to you something through these readings. And on this occasion, you can have a chance to share your secrets, to share your concerns, to share your joys with the members of the community. In doing so, you are somehow imitating the Lord. You are opening up yourselves. You are making yourselves vulnerable to others. And in doing so, you are proclaiming the gospel indirectly.